Hello, folks. How we all doing? Ooh, ooh, a whole 7 people today. Ooh, sound off in chat if you're here, and I'll say hi to you. Hi, Anthony, by the way. I saw you earlier. Don't worry, I wasn't ignoring you much, at least. Hello, hello, hello. How is everyone doing? Hey, Charles. How you doing, bud? Good to see you back. How's your day been? Ooh, my day has been absolutely fucking fantastic. I've done naff all day, just like I like it. Oh, that's not true. I did make a bunch of food, but that doesn't count. Awkward spring break. Why was it awkward? What did you do? Or what did someone else do? Or is it not something you want to share on stream? Kids camp home. Fair enough. Right. Seeing as you're the only one who seems to be sounding off in chat, let's get going. I don't expect many people to show up today, but that's fine. That's fine. So, quick update on the Voron V0.1.5. It's my little Frankenstein's abomination of the V0 that I managed to take apart just in time for my Trident to break the other day, which sounds just like me. Um, yeah. Uh, Remounted all the motors except the extruder motor, obviously. Changed the front side of the bed. So the front side is now V0.2. Changed a bit of the skirting around the bottom. So that should be a bit better. Um, Made a custom skirt, so I can now, if you've ever built a V01, you know that it has a DC converter. I think it's like a 24 volt to 5 volt converter for the Raspberry Pi, um, and that sticks out the back if you want to put the normal skirts on. So I just printed one that has a little bit of a cutout that's sized for it. Uh, Recovered a Pi, sorry, not recovered my Pi 3B and replaced it with a Pi 3A because I'm not going to be running any webcams or anything major um, on this Raspberry Pi, and that now puts me in good stead for Raspberry Pis for a while. I have three Pi 3B pluses, and somewhere up there is also a Pi 4 and a bunch of control boards that I was using to test and do some random stuff with. Oh, I forgot I have this. LEDs. I need to do something with that. Everyone likes LEDs. Wealth of Pi, yes. So two of them are from my parents because they used to use um, a couple of VPNs back home in Kenya, so they could watch like the BBC or whatever. One of them I bought myself, and the Pi 4, I actually I won it. It's a whole long story. Don't worry about it. Right. We're not worrying about the V0 today, though. Just wanted to update everyone on what I've done so far. I need to redo the belts. They are very floppy at the moment. I cut one of them too short, so I can't pull it through to tighten it properly. So I'm going to have to order some new belts to do that with. And today we're going to be working on where we left off. So if I bring back the manual from last time. Yep. That's where we were in the manual last I remember. Yeah. So I couldn't print I didn't have a printer that would work to print the rail alignment guides. I now do have a printer that works. Rail alignment guides have been printed. These are going to come straight off for now, though. So I can actually put the guides in, not guides, the T-nuts in. I went through all my old printer kits, like my Formbot kit and my Trident kit, just all the straggling, the bits of extra stuff that they give you, and that's how many M3 T-nuts, like spring T-nuts, I was left with after those two kits. Now, normally I use the twisted nuts for rails, but I thought I'd give this one a go today. This version of it a go today. How's your week been, Charles? And anyone else in chat, if you're there. Hopefully this is a better time for the US folks. Also, let's bring back the music. My earphone gone. Parents are visiting, so busy. Very good. Okay. And are we talking your parents visiting for the first time in a while? Like how old are you? Like is this a thing that they do every year? Got a printer hooked up in storage area. Networking is being weird. What way? I actually don't need one of these. I can get them out. I can get them out. See, that's the difference between the Masumi rails and the open builds rails. For some reason, you can get the open builds. If you put a T-nut in the open builds one, they'll come out fine. But the Masumi ones won't. Yeah, the Masumi ones are technically stronger. But who needs strength? A pro tip, if you're using spring T-nuts, the easiest way to align them is to find wherever it's going to be back, where the rail's going to be backing up onto. So in this case, it backs into the y-axis bearing block. Find an Allen key that's thin enough. Get any hole, move the rail, find any hole that you're going to be using, line it up to the T-nut, stick the Allen key in, and then you can slide it along, and that will get you a rough position, and it will then self-align afterwards when you're actually screwing it in. So there we go, that's all those sides lined up. Stick these back on. Lol 44, fair enough. M3 by 10. 3 by 10. Perfect. Wi-Fi doesn't reach. It's wired though. Printing is throwing errors when I connect directly to the Pi in storage space. Okay. That's a bit strange. Does it work when you put the printer somewhere else, or is it just in that specific location? Also, I'm guessing you're in the US if you're watching this time of night. Okay, fair enough. Obviously, have you tried a new Pi image? Try going mainsail or something like that. It might just be an Octoprint issue. Or are you just a die-hard Octoprint Octoprint user? Not enough time. When was the last time I set up Clipper? Probably for this guy. Yeah, it is a fairly involved process, isn't it? Another thing that RepRap firmware has. Speaking of which, don't know if you're in the firmware beta testing at the moment. But the whole idea of that is that it's really easy to do. It's going to take people, hopefully, about 20 minutes tops, I'd say. Going from start to finish, getting to get the firmware installed and to have it connected to your Wi-Fi. With the way we set it up, we're actually populating the files for you. The populating file structure for you. All you have to do is copy paste it. Also has my current CNC.js setup for soon to be replaced CNC, and I'll give it a shot on home. Fair enough. So are you replacing your current CNC with Milo? The MPCNC, my favorite topic. Yeah, no. I shan't get into the weeds of the MPCNC again. Done it far too many times in this community. Hey, it's Gail. How you doing? And no worries. It's going to be a chilled stream tonight. I'm not looking at... I didn't expect many people to show up. I'm just waiting for the day where Milo gets popular, some YouTuber actually builds it for once, which we've been talking about for a while in the background, and then hopefully this channel blows up a little bit at the same time. And then I suddenly have like 30 people in chat. I won't be able to hold a conversation with 30 people. We can dream. We can dream. What have you been up to today, Xscale? Hopefully not working too hard now that you're on the team. Oh yeah, if you don't know yet, Xscale is now part of the team. Had a call with Tin Man, writing a tool to speed up the process of centering and orienting the STLs. Ooh, that would be nice. That would be very nice. We also fixed all the holes in the Casa design. Great. Bless him, man. Great designer. Misses a few things every now and again. But he'll get used to it. He'll get there. He made Casa for a start, and that's just as impressive all by its lonesome. Casa looks great. Wish I had more space or hobby money. To be fair, it might take a bit of effort, but if you could simplify Casa a lot and make it a sub 400 enclosure. I think what Tin Man was going for was an enclosure that wouldn't have to be upgraded down the line. It was always good. Like, it grows. To be honest, he bought weird inserts. Which inserts are you talking about? Right. Gloves are going on because I wasn't happy with my rail packing, my grease packing last time, so I'm going to try. I've already done the other side off camera, but I'm going to try this side on camera before I slide the rails on totally. Yeah, Xscale, which inserts are you talking about there? Actually, I've already done, it was the Y side rails that I packed last, so it should actually be fine. Just slip those ones on. Feels very tight, so I'm going to loosen them up a little bit. Oh, not the rails. The rails can stay where they are. Nice. Once you bought weird inserts. Close up since I can't. Give me 1 second to take off gloves. And yeah, what process did you want to see? I'll redo it if you'd like. Also going to clean the glove. The oil on and grease. When I say I fixed the holes, it was the heated insert holes. We had some so and so. Yeah. Yep. Grease packing. Okay, yeah, we can do grease packing in a minute. For now, I'm just going to loosen these up so see if they ride a little better. Yeah, it's always gonna happen. Like, this is what I mean with Tin Man. He was ready to release that. He told me that he was ready to release it, like that he was happy that there were no issues with it. But it's going through with a fine-tooth comb and figuring out any small things, which is always I'd say the most time-consuming part. The entire process. Hey, everyone does it when they start. Everyone thinks it's really easy to design a machine, when in actual fact, it takes a very long time. Most of that time isn't actually designing, it's fixing stuff that shouldn't have been designed wrong in the first place. If you don't know what I'm doing at the moment, Charles, all I'm doing is I'm going through all the bits of the carriage that I can see, making sure it runs smoothly up and down the rails. If there's any binding, if there's anything that feels a bit too tight, I try and loosen the rail carriages first. If that's not fixing the issue, then I leave the end bolt, so the end screw of each rail, tight, loosen up the rest of them, move it up and down, tighten the other end down, loosen the front end, and then perform the same thing over and over again until I start getting some smooth movement. So it's loosen, tight, loosen the rest, move it up and down, tight, loosen these ones, move it up and down. If it starts running free, you're all good. If it doesn't, repeat. Yep. Do indeed. These don't need to be tightened tightened very much. Only a light tighten needs to be done. If you're worried, add a bit of Loctite, but I would advise against Loctiting rail carriages because they're not something that can be replaced easily or taken off easily. And depending on what kind of rails you have, you're going to have a different resistance to pulling. I know these rails quite well because I'm obviously using them a bit more. They're very tight. They take a bit of movement to get going. especially after they've been repacked with grease. That's fine because NEMA 23s are big and chunky and it works out in the end. Right. So, there are... Got the fancy Fabrico. Oh, hey Dave. How you doing? What Fabrico? I don't have the Fabrico ones. Oh, you're talking about you. You have those ones. Rails Loctite, but not the carriages. No, not the carriages. So, if you actually get a cross-section of the rail carriages, you'll see that the hole tapers out at the end. Now, it's not Loctite, it's not an anti-vibration thing, but if you can get to the bottom of that hole, which we have designed these to do, that pinch will pinch the very bottom of the screw, that taper will pinch the very bottom of the screw, which means they probably won't need Loctite. If you feel comfortable, if you don't feel comfortable with that, or if you have rails that you take it on and off constantly and that taper is worn down, then put some Loctite on it. If you're me, I've never seen one of these screws actually pop out. I don't know if David has when he was using it. Baby nylon. Yeah, kind of. Just checking in before bed. Oh, is it bedtime for David? Sleep tight, little Yorkshireman. Right. Yeah. So that's just my experience with them. I've shaken these machines to bits. And they seem to have lasted. Right. Packing grease. There's two ways to do it. There's the way that I showed last time, which is you put a rail onto the screw itself, find one of the screw holes, and press into it with a tube of grease. And that should impart a bit of grease to the sides of the rail itself. Let's see if I can get a demonstration going. So, let's say you have a rail, right? And you have all these screw holes on the other side of the rail. Now, if you have a tube style of grease, like I have had here, you can press the nozzle into that hole as long as it's centered over the rail, and that should impart a little bit of grease into the balls of the carriage itself. It doesn't do much though, so what I have been doing instead recently, and this is a brave move if you don't know what you're doing, but I've actually been taking the carriage off, which is fine with these runs because they actually have little ball cages which hold the balls in place. Putting a bit of grease over the ball itself. And getting a dummy rail, just passing that over the balls, trying to circulate a bit of that grease in and out. Going at both ends so that you're getting that grease across all the balls. And these will eat way more grease than you think, so keep reapplying every now and again. How much grease? As much as you can fit in there. Sticking something through the grease port. So, on a lot of MGN rails, right, the ones that aren't officially highway, this little grease port doesn't do anything, right? On proper MGN rails, that grease port actually feeds through to the ball housing. The cheaper ones don't do that. The non-high wind versions do not do that. So you can stick as much grease in there as you want. They don't actually do anything. That was that demonstration. I'm going to try operate my Stream Deck without getting grease all over it now. Perfect. So I'm going to do the same thing on these bits here. Bit of grease across the top, just like if you're putting toothpaste on a toothbrush. In there a little bit, and be very delicate because these balls do have a tendency of flying out. And you'll grab your dummy rail, that should pack a bunch of the grease inside. Yeah, so that was a good example there. That packed pretty much immediately. What kind of grease? Someone had me pick up some Militech 1 ASCII stuff. This extreme pressure, high purpose lithium, complex lithium grease work. Just any lithium-based grease will work. It tends to be what most of the DIY community use. I'm using it now. You don't need high pressure fancy stuff. Because although things like screws might be spinning quickly, the rails themselves will pretty much never experience the speeds necessary to cause any damage. Unless you're Alex Trevor, where he has servos for Milo, because he's insane, and a Masso controller. I'm not jealous at all, except I am. Those are like professional, semi-professional grade controllers and servos, and he's using them on a hobby machine. This feels very crunchy. Hopefully that's not too much of an issue, and the other three can take up the slack. Can't wait to see his build running. I'd love to do a retrofit on manual mill one day with something like that. Just can't justify it on. No. even on a manual mill, because manual mills aren't designed to travel very quickly. So watch this old Tony's Maho conversion. He explains it very well. Those machines aren't meant to take high depths of cut at low feeds. And not move very quickly. I think it has 700 watt. I think the 700 watt servos on each axis. It uses about a third of that power. Way smoother. No, but I'm not gonna do anything about it because I forgot it was there. Now, if I do something about it, people will realize what I'm talking about. That should be good enough for that. Means, I think, I can put this away. Stuff on the I've obviously got to put that thing back on. Really with my wire bearing blocks for the final time. Oh, which means my favorite thing. Loctite. It's alright. I find it funny at this point. See you on. Happy I could drop in, but I gotta get back to work. Cheers, dude. Enjoy. See you on Discord. Night, David. Oh, all my friends are leaving me. I never had friends to begin with. So we're all good. Cheers, David. See you later. Thanks, Gail. Really want to make a demo before going to bed. Demo of what? What are you demoing for us today? Is this for Casa? Ah, the software. That would be mighty helpful, because I would eat that up in a flash. I know Nero would get angry at me, will get angry at me when he finally builds his. And he gets to the point where he needs to print everything, and all the STLs are still messed up. Well, not messed up, but in the wrong orientation, and he has to orientate everything himself. I know that's one of his pet peeves. Perfect. Y-axis is done. Now, means I can play with the X-axis now. Side table pieces. I've got some prints I might show you. Alexa, Trident on. Stuff I might well print. Awesome. Hello, Tin Man. How you doing, bud? How's the frozen north looking today? Good. It's a lovely spring day. Oh man, I wish it was like that over here. We've just gone into a little bit of a storm. And I say storm lightly because, well, UK storms aren't anything near storms you get in the US and Canada. But it's been blowing a gale. That's it. I posted a demo. Looks like the Y-axis is away. Y-axis is finished now. We're about to start the X-axis actually. I am, before I start that, going to get a print started. Oh man. Pin, you're you got me down the rabbit hole earlier. I was watching the videos of your little off-road vehicle, and it sent me down the rabbit hole of making my own DIY one wheel. So I've been doing that all day, like doing research into that, how much it's going to cost me and all that. I didn't need another project. You just, yeah. You just inspired me, man. And now I have another project to do. Back in the box. Building a beast. DIY one wheel. That's what I'm building, well, wanting to build. It's going to be a long time before I actually have the funds to do it. But I'll get there. Fuck oil. I never have enough time to complete all the projects I want to start. We don't mention this. It doesn't exist right now. I forgot to take out a shot. Yes, that's going to stay right there, and no one's going to mention it. Okay. Right. Back to work. Now that the trident is on and actually being useful, let's get back to it. Oh, so y-axis isn't done. Sorry. Y-axis isn't done. I forgot to put the motor on. Right. I need a motor, a spider coupler, one of these bad boys, and a screw. Night X-Scale. Thanks for coming by, dude. What? I'm confused. Oh, I think I know what I've done. I took these spider couplers apart to clean them the other day. I must have put the wrong sides back together. Yeah, so I put both of the 8mm pieces on the same piece, and both the 6.25mm pieces on the same coupler. There we go. Keep dropping things today. That makes more sense. If you go to the cooling plate route, that means you'll be getting a vice. If you get a vice, you'll need an F&J. Yeah, pretty much. I love how the F&J has just become, it started off as a mod, it's just become its own beast at this point. Like, I don't know a single Milo owner that doesn't want an F&J. I think that'll come down when we get more kind of normal people build. I don't want to say normal because you guys are pretty. You're not freaks. You're just more of the early adopters. Then I'd say the normal crowd. I have a cheap vice. Still need the F&J. Ooh, cheap vice. Locking collar. What? I'm going to make the process slightly easier. When in doubt, get the Ugga Dugga machine out. Ow. I'm okay, I think. These right size ones. And 5 by 30, yes, they are the right size ones. Doyle, what have you been up to today, man? I have to get the soldering iron out. Redo these heated inserts because they're a bit squiff. Squiff. Obviously was drunk when I put them in the first time. And this is for now, and I'll come and straighten them later. See if the bottom ones are any better. Those are normally a lot easier to get right. Oh, way better. Way better off. Man, I seriously need to redesign this Y motor mount. Need to keep it the same size that it is now, though. I hope I'm not the only one that's squeaking. Squeak! Guys, anyone's wondering what that is, it's actually just because of the lock. Some of the Loctite's already dried on the screw, and that's causing that squeak. You know what? I am going to pull this one here, not the stream, just this part. I'm going to continue with the rest of the installation. I'm going to reprint Y motor mount, do the inserts properly. I might redesign it off camera. See how that goes. Woo! Remove that. I'm not happy with the way the inserts on this one. Oh, just look at that. I've also stripped one of the inserts. Great. I had to reprint it anyway. I've been sent to state running jobs without the FMJ work. This is barely under the Z axis bearing block. FMJs are ordered, just waiting to get them. Oh, good man. Yeah, I'd say if you're doing any serious work with Milo, like you are, they're a necessary mod. Right, well, this is embarrassing. This is definitely going to be one of the parts I redesign. Got to keep the same screw like so. Shouldn't be too difficult. Yeah, that should work the way I'm thinking. I love that thing, man. The Trident works so well. Until it doesn't. and you plan to stream for 3 days, and because it stops working, you can't keep streaming for those 3 days. That's the only time it ever lets you down. But other than that, you're fine. Right. Let's deal with that off camera and actually get a start on the X-axis. Like I said, I was. All that electronic stuff another time. Go straight to how many am I gonna need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Times it is midnight over here. Need to be going soonish. See what we can get done on this. First things first. Perfect. Right, those should be lined up good enough to get a start on. Uno rail. On. Two, three, four, five, 6, and 7. Go. And painstaking process of lining these all up again. Perfect. I feel like I should have more 3x10s, but I use what I got. Right. That should be the rails roughly aligned. Next step. Steering stacks. Now, if you missed the last stream, little tip for the bearing stacks. Right, once you've cut all the bits out that you need to cut, because there are sacrificial layers on these, just so that you're not having to remove the bearings all the time and just make them last a little bit longer, I'd like to add just a dab of grease on the inside. Of the actual bearing containers. And that just stops the outsides from rusting as much. Perfect. That fits perfectly. Whew. And I need some heated soot. M5 this time. Put this out of the way for now. I can go on the floor. How long have I been? About an hour now. Oh, nearly 2 hours actually. Well, pre-stream doesn't really count. Oh, my bench is getting messy. Do a better job of inserting these this time, shall we? I'm gonna give this stream until that print finishes. Test the print out, and then I think I'll leave it there for a day. Perfect. Add some more. I have 3 M3s to do. Just M2.5s. I don't know if this kit will be any good for M2.5. These are the ones? Yes, they are. Awesome. Cool. That's that done. Bearings are done. Inserts are done. This can come off when you put on the floor. No. Don't put a hot iron on the floor if you're watching. It's a dumb idea. I just don't have the space. So I'm going to do it. Running out of inserts. I need more inserts. M5 by 12. I need 2 of you bad boys. Perfect. Cool. I'll get these 2 wings on, check the print, and then we'll be done for the day. Awesome. So, just to give you guys a sneak peek at what we're working on. Not going to explain it, not going to justify it. I think you can figure it out yourself when it's on. Oh, sweet. Perfect. Damn, that looks good. Hello, Simon. No. This doesn't exist, right? We've already said this as part of the stream. This doesn't exist, right? I'm going to take this. This is going to go and live on the floor again for a few weeks. And yeah, that's everything. I do thank you guys for joining the stream today. It was a lot of fun for me. Well, it was just a bit more of a chilled stream. Thank you to the guys from Quincy Please and to DFH for getting me a new hot end, because that was sorely needed so I could actually continue this project. I knew not too many people were going to come and watch today, which is fine. For those of you who did come watch, thank you. For those of you who are watching the replay of the stream, thank you. It's always appreciated. I hope to see you guys around. I hope you guys have a great day.